Hello and welcome to the Department of Deportation podcast, the DEPODcast, where you can get the latest up-to-date information on mass deportations, immigration, the border, and helping keep our country secure. Don't forget to visit departmentofdeportation.com for all your latest merch. On this episode, we'll be discussing why there should be a Deport Me Now button on the CBP One app, and why the CBP One app should be turned into a portal for self-deportation rather than completely deleted. We will also be discussing some additional tactics to encourage self-deportation. So to start with, we feel that we should use the tools that are currently available, including the CBP One app, which is currently being used to allow people to apply for asylum and several other functions. We feel that we should be putting a Deport Me Now button prominently displayed on the app, and that the app itself should be turned into a self-deportation portal. Currently, though, it looks like the app itself may just simply be deleted.
Let me ask you about CBP One, the phone app that I've called concierge service for illegal immigrants. I'm sure you're familiar with it. This was the Biden administration's effort to allow asylum seekers to apply ahead of time using their phones, but not actually to provide any evidence that they needed asylum.
Yes, Senator, if confirmed, and I have the opportunity to be secretary on day one, CBP One will be shut down. There's data and information in there that we will preserve so that we...
So besides the app, what are some of the other tools that we can use to encourage self-deportation? Well, some of them are currently already in place. You're hearing a lot about there's fear rippling through the community right now of immigrants. Good. Hopefully that encourages tons of them to go walk right across the border, which, by the way, costs American taxpayers zero. Self-deportation, where they're buying their own ticket, providing their own transportation, or simply walking back across the border, costs American taxpayers nothing. In these next clips, we'll see Governor Ron Desantis of Florida discussing several good options for discouraging illegal immigrants.
We want a rebuttable presumption that illegal aliens are, in fact, flight risks and to deny them bail when they are brought up on charges. Another way to reduce incentives. So what happens is people will come illegally because they can work more menial tasks but make a lot more money in the U.S. than they can in like a third world country. So they'll come, make money, and then they send money back in remittances to the host, to their family, friends, wherever, to the home country. We are going to impose ID verification for foreign remittances. So you have to show, it's like an E-Verify for remittances. The money transfer company has got to run you through to make sure that you're lawfully able to be in the country and to send money outside of our country. That will be a huge deterrent for people coming to the state of Florida illegally.
So as you see there, some great ideas to keep people out of the country in the first place and to get those that are here illegally to leave. If you don't have any money coming in, and if you're going to be held in jail with zero bail each time you get picked up on any charge, why would you even stay here? So how much self-deportation is even happening right now? Seems like it's increasing heavily in just the last few days. Let's take a look at a report from the border.
Some migrants are already choosing to leave the country voluntarily. News Nation's Jorge Ventura joins us live from San Antonio, Texas this morning with more on this story. Jorge, how many migrants are we actually seeing doing this, leaving voluntarily?
Right now, Marky, it's unclear, but we are starting to see a trend, and this comes as cities across the U.S. and Mexico are now bracing for President-elect's deportation operation. But his hardline messaging on those deportation efforts have some migrants panicking and some even choosing now to self-deport back to their home countries. I spoke with immigration attorney Rolando Vasquez, who tells me that some of the immigrants that he represents that entered under the Biden administration are now choosing to return home, fearing deportation under the incoming administration.
Well, it looks like some of the illegals are already getting the hint and starting to self-deport. And we should be encouraging that wholeheartedly and making it as easy as possible to self-deport, which is why I encourage there to be a Deport Me Now button on the CBP One app. Even if they do delete that app, there's lots of other alternatives for encouraging self-deportation, and maybe we'll even have some government commercials encouraging it coming up. That would be nice. Well, that concludes this episode, and don't forget to stop by DepartmentOfDeportation.com for all your latest news and merch. If you like any of the shirts you've seen in the background, they're available for order.